I just want to pack his things and just bring him home with me.
I go back and forth between feeling like Charlotte and Johan are in it for love or if they're in it for money and a kid.
Charlotte, she have some money. Me and my family, we think she's good woman,
Let's get into it. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. We're here to discuss 90 Day Fiancé UK, specifically Charlotte and Johan. They weren't featured in episode 5, but they were featured in episode 6. So we're going to get into all that. Before we do, make sure to like, comment, subscribe if you're new here. Hello. And yeah, let's get into it. So the first thing we see is them checking out a wedding venue. I immediately was homesick. It's the most beautiful beach. They're there with the wedding planner. And as they're discussing details, it's clear that they're not on the same page because Charlotte is like, I only have 2 people coming from England, so I'm fine with an intimate wedding. But Johan is like, I want a big wedding. I want everybody there. So Charlotte is like, weddings cost money and I'm the only one that's paying for it. But still, she's being really nice about it and hearing him out. And she's asking the right questions, and you can see that she's doing the math in her mind. I struggle with reading Johan because he plays the part really well. I mean, he's really empathetic. He's like, I understand that, she's covering everything, but I still want it. I still want a big wedding. So we see them go visit his family, particularly his grandmother. And I just got to say, I love Johan's outfit. And I also just love how immersed Charlotte is into his family, but also how she just cares to understand the culture. I got that feeling from her in the first few episodes as well, where she was putting the Dominican flag on her luggage and she was like, this is my country now. Like, I'm proud of it. And I really like her, and she's just a fool in love, but she's just being so kind and just so ready to know everything, And I know that may seem like bare minimum stuff, but I just feel like with this franchise, we've seen so many people be with people from different cultures and show no appreciation, no respect. They don't bother to learn the language or their customs. So I really love it. It's really refreshing to see. So he's showing her around the home because that's where he grew up, and she's asking questions, and she's taking note of things, and she's like, wow, like there's no running water here. And yeah, I mean, there's a lot of places that you have to literally take a trek to get some water. And it's something that we take for granted here. And it's eye-opening, and it could be alarming for someone that probably has never left their country, but she's not being weird about it. She's not being stuck up about it. She's just like, wow, like you had to struggle and I want better for you. I can't wait to bring you to England. Like, she's just so optimistic when it comes to what their future could look like, which only worries me more if this goes south. Charlotte has been showing us from episode 1 that she's really big on how she says thank you. I mean, she's talked about how she's gotten Johan gifts as a thank you. And as a gift for his family for welcoming her in the afternoon, she gets so much food for everyone. It looks like a feast. And I love doing that too when I go back, but it's my own family. I mean, I guess she's like, you're going to be my family. I want to take care of you. It was just really nice. I just get the feeling that her intentions are pure. And she reassures, again, his grandmother and the rest of his family that they're not going to be forgotten when he goes to England, that they're going to still help out and that they'll come back to visit. I know that she said that to his mother. It's really important to her. She really values family, and she's trying to create a family with him. And I just think that this is so telling of her character. And this makes me worry because I'm not sure about Johan's intentions. I just don't know that they're as pure as hers. I'm having a hard time reading it. Mainly because, and I know it's a generalization of my people, but men do that all the time. They say the right things. They know how to make you feel good until they get here, and then they bounce. It's a tale as old as time. And so when I see him being all loving and stuff, I'm like, you're playing the part? I hope not. I hope that this is real, but it doesn't help that their age gap is crazy. He's 21 and she's 35. I'm 33 years old. My brother is 22. I view him as a child. I can't imagine viewing another 21-year-old and being like, I want that. I'm revolted at the thought. And so Charlotte is really big on gestures. And so it's their last night and she has a romantic dinner on the beach planned. When they get there, she wastes no time to gift him a watch. I love that she's generous, but I feel like she's dancing on the line of buying his love. Like, as long as she keeps gifting things, she's gonna be in his good graces. But then I know that that's a little jaded to think, and her explanation makes sense. She says that she gave him a gift because he's everything for everyone in his life. He gives so much, he looks out for everyone and works so hard to support them. And she's like, who's gonna look out for him? Like, that's my job. And it's spoken like a wife, you know? This is what you should want, you know? Someone that takes care of you and sees you in your best light. I have a hard time seeing it being like an equal relationship, because what does he give her? And I'm not talking about material things. Their relationship has only existed in this bubble, you know? I feel like at this moment, all that he's given her is just hope, the promise of a possible family. But in the meantime, all he's given her is a tab, just more bills and an occasional romance when she's there. I don't know. I just feel like she's giving a lot of herself, not just financially, just a lot. I understand why she's doing it, and I'm all for it if it's someone that is going to appreciate it and is going to return it in their own way, and I just don't see that yet. But anyway, this moment is supposed to be a nice moment, okay? She gives it to him. He's stunned. You could see that he's deep in thought, and he's like, I'm worried about my family. Like, I worry about them a lot. And at first I'm like, oh, he's saying that because it's settling in that when he goes to England, he's obviously going to be far from them and he's not going to have that access, and they're not going to have that access to him. And she hugs him and he's saying how much he worries, but also how much he loves her. And I wanted to interpret that moment as he must be overcome with emotion, because she has been demonstrating all day. It's been an eventful day. She's been demonstrating how his family is a priority to her, right? So he's feeling that love. But then she sits back down and immediately he's like, yeah, and we're going to have to give money to them tomorrow. And for me, that was a record scratch moment, because it's like, she's already been helping them. She made a huge gesture. And now you want more? And this is the problem with being generous without boundaries, that if you do it to the wrong person, they're just going to keep taking. So he tells her that he wants to give his grandma $80 and his mom $60. And she's like, that's a lot of money. And he's like, no, it's not. And you get to decide if that's a lot, if it's coming out of your wallet, but it's not. So if I'm asking for help, I wouldn't be like, well, no, you could give me more. Excuse me? And I know firsthand how hard it is to earn money over there. I've seen firsthand how the peso does not stretch very far. So yes, like if Charlotte can support, absolutely. But I feel like her support as a fiance right now should be in assisting you, not the primary support, because you do still have a job. It may not go very far, but it should do what it needs to do, and then she assists you and fills in the gap. But right now it's feeling like he's expecting her to just take over. So then what are you doing with the money that you have coming in? You're not helping her with the wedding. You're not helping her in cover hotel costs. You're not helping in the daily spending when she's there. Where is the money going? And that's what I mean, where I'm like, it looks like he's taking advantage. But then at the same time, Charlotte seems to be a consenting adult in this, because he's not hiding he's not doing it in a sketchy way. He's doing it in plain sight. He's like, I need this. You need to do this. And she's like, okay. It's a lot, but okay. So I'm like, if she's going with it, then I can't really have a problem with it. But if you're going to complain about it, recognize what's happening and what you're allowing. Another thought that I had when this moment happened was, money's going to run out. She's already helping out. It's expensive when she's there. And when he moves to England, she's going to be providing everything. I mean, it feels like she's providing everything right now, but that's when it really counts, when he can't do anything for himself, really. And money's going to run out at this point because aside from covering her expenses over there, his expense, he's not going to be working at all. So whatever little money he was contributing to his family, she's going to have to cover everything fully. So he's not moving in a smart way, because the smart thing to do would be like, babe, save as much as you can because I'm not going to be able to give them not a dime when I'm over there. Yeah, I just feel like he's sucking her dry. I'm worried. Yeah, that's my big thing with them, because I understand that feeling of duty, that feeling of needing to provide. Everyone depends on him. And I've said this before, that I think it's a lot on a 21-year-old. I know that we have a privilege here of being able to be young, well into your 20s. And I also understand that out of necessity, some young people really do have to step up. I get all of that. But he's moving in a shady way. But at the same time, Charlotte isn't in the dark. So I'm just like, this can go really left, really fast. I don't know. My stance is that she needs stronger financial boundaries. And I just feel like Charlotte is being so generous right now. And she's being a trooper. But I'm afraid that you're going to push her far enough that she's going to get jaded and she's going to resent you, and that can bring a whole other set of issues into their relationship. The day has arrived for Charlotte to go back home, and she's packing up, and she's like, I'm going to miss you so much, but I'm going to see you in 6 weeks. And he's like, 6 weeks? Make that 4 months. And he's like, yeah, you need to stay home and save up money. You need to work. You need to save for the wedding. And she's like, 6 weeks is a lot. You're not going to miss me? And he's like, of course I'm going to miss you, but you need to save up. I've been in a long distance relationship before. I couldn't afford to come every 6 weeks. If I could, I would, because those relationships are hard, right? One could be like, oh, he's wisening up. Yeah, save up because you're the one that's making the most money. But my Dominican brain is like, who are you hiding? Why don't you want me to come back in 6 months? Do you have a secret family? Do you have a secret girlfriend? Is another girlfriend flying in? Like, what's going on? And Charlotte's thoughts aren't too far off, because she says that she worries because he works nights a lot, that he's talking to other girls. And so she tells him, she goes, but don't talk to other girls. Okay, I'll wait later, but don't talk to other girls. And I'm like, if you are having this serious concern that it's keeping you up at night, why are you marrying this guy? Charlotte, the desperation can't win like this. Also, one more thing on that. You visiting often isn't going to stop him from cheating. When a man wants to cheat, he's going to cheat right under your nose. It doesn't matter. So finally, he walks her to the car so she can head to the airport. And she hands him a card. This is what I'm talking about. Charlotte is a fool. She hands him a card and she's like, this has a little money in it. Do whatever you need. And he's like, yeah, if I need it, I'll use it. He's going to use it. Guaranteed. I'm here praying that he doesn't take advantage of her. And Charlotte's like, here, use my cards. I hope it's one of those travel debit cards and not a freaking credit card, because she has lost it. I don't know if to commend her or call her stupid, because I'm honestly stunned. He kisses her, and as he's hugging her, he's like, yeah, if I need something, I'll use it. And we know, Johan, we know you're going to use it, okay? I don't know, you guys. I don't know what to think. I don't want to be jaded and be like, every Dominican man that's going to get on the show and is young and is going after an older white lady, he's going to ruin her life. I don't want to think that, but that is the pattern. He's very young. I don't like the liberties that he takes with her finances. I don't like that she's just willy-nilly being dumb because she's just, the promise of potentially having children with this guy is just, it takes over everything. I would love to know what you guys think. I don't know. Some of the previews for future episodes, it looks like she's crying in a wedding gown. It looks like she's burning his letters. I don't know what's happening. Let me know your thoughts. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.